The other big political news tonight, President Biden signing a sweeping $750 billion spending bill on health and climate, a bill that former President Obama is calling a, quote, BFD, which is a nod to then Vice President Biden's unforgettable hot mic moment during the 2010 signing of the Affordable Care Act. So the bill that Biden signed earlier will extend Obamacare subsidies for another 3 years. It will allow Medicare to negotiate some prescription drug prices for the first time. It will cut greenhouse gas emissions and institute a 15% minimum corporate tax. This is a big political victory for Biden, and he is seizing the moment.
Today offers further proof that the soul of America is vibrant, the future of America is bright, and the promise of America is real and just beginning.
Trying to seize that moment in what is just one of a string of legislative wins. Of course, there was the so-called CHIPS, the Semiconductor Domestic Production Bill that just passed. All of that's come for Biden and the Democratic Party just ahead of these November midterms. So my panel's back with me. So Nia, before Biden got this bill through, this is the modified Build Back Better that they call Inflation Reduction Act, although economists, I think, would beg to differ on that, certainly in the short term. But a CNN poll before this showed that 75% of Democratic voters wanted someone else to be their nominee in 2024. 75%, that's terrible.
Yes.
If you're the potential nominee. Does this bill, this signing, this victory impact Biden's prospects in his own party?
You know, I think it does. Two separate issues, one being 2022, one being 2024, but the through line being how Democrats feel about him. One of the reasons his approval ratings are below where Trump's were back in the day, below where Obama's were back in the day, is because Democrats don't support him at the same rate. I think he may be 70, 80% or so. So I think this will help bring Democrats home. Democrats who were like, what's the point of the Biden presidency if they can't actually get anything done? So they did deliver on some key issues that Democrats care about around climate change. Young voters particularly care about that, health care, veterans, and then the gun safety bill. So these are real deliverables. They won't necessarily be felt immediately by Americans, but I think Democrats who were so down in the dumps a month ago in terms of their prospects in 2022 and down on Biden more generally, they see now a president and a party that's able to get something done.
So, Chris, the Republicans had counted this as a sure thing. I mean, how many times do you hear threats coming from the likes of Jim Jordan about when they're in charge of committees what they're going to do? Does any of this change the midterms? This Republicans thinking they had a sure thing? Does this
I think it helps on the margins. Do I think it helps a lot? No, because I don't think that real people sit there and go, well, you know, Joe Biden signed 4 bills and therefore that's very good.
Yeah.
No, it's how they experience their lives. And first of all, on the prescription drug pricing, Medicare being able to negotiate prices, that doesn't kick in until 2026. It doesn't kick in not before this election, it doesn't kick in before the next election. And then it's only for 10 drugs. And the $2,000 cap doesn't kick in until 2025. So, you know, what are you going to experience between now and November? You're not going to experience lower drug prices. You are going to continue to experience high gas prices, lower than they were a month ago. I'm very excited. The other day, $3.89, and I'm sitting there going, I am saving money here.
Well, you don't live in New York State, $3.89.
So do I think it's going to have a dramatic impact? I'll tell you what I think may have a more dramatic impact. Trump, the fact that he is back, he's the headline, and to the degree that Democrats are talking about Trump and focusing on Trump, not Biden, I think it's good for the Democrats. Conversely, I think when Republicans are able to focus on Biden and not Trump, it's good for the Republicans. So the news cycle right now is very much pro-Democrat.
So, David, what about this? Trump right now is looking at this and all of his legal issues, and it seems to be just a matter of when. Not if, but when.
I mean, those were his very words.
Right?
He said that to New York Magazine.
So how does that impact this if he jumps in before the November election?
Well, the people that agree with Chris's analysis just now are the people running the Republican campaign because they think if Trump is front and center and he does announce a pre-midterm election day, that is not good for them, that takes the attention and focus off of the economy, the inflation, Biden, which they think works for them the best right now.
Then it becomes a referendum on Trump.
Exactly. So Trump will suck up all the oxygen, all the attention will be Trump. Now, let's be clear. That will also motivate the Trump base, which could help, but it will undoubtedly motivate the left as well.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much to all on this election night.